I know. When I think of Detroit, I think of classical symphony music.
The forefront of the never-ending battle.
Is that a boom mic?
I'm not sure. Is that the
most modern of hospitals serve Detroit's needs. The city's
that's a lot of bricks.
You see more gunshot wounds than any other hospital in the world.
New medical center to rise on these grounds.
Here you'll see Detroit made out of Legos.
The other vast reaches of the city, where once lay the ugliness, the poverty, and sickness of slums.
And now lays the slums, poverty, sickness.
Such progress in medical facilities and research attracts the nation's leading doctors and surgeons.
I think they just rearranged their four cons.
Did he just say that
spiritual heritage?
He said something like they got rid of the slums and still built hospitals.
Mariners Church.
When did this happen?
Here is reflected the city's many old and new churches and synagogues.
Synagogue?
Detroit, an exciting place to be, to live, to grow, to work
wander
hard.
There's a black person.
There is the black person in Detroit.
There's the second
Detroit
one.
has earned an outstanding record
I think it's her
in
mother.
community relations. A reputation which
they're the Native Americans of Detroit.
Yes.
Here are found
along with the Germans of Detroit.
They're the freaking Germans.
Than in any other major American city.
Here's the Germans again.
Look how diverse we are. We have Mennonites.
And blacks. And more blacks.
Native Americans and Germans. The Germans make beer. Come on, everyone. I know you want it.
What the hell?
It's the dance of the Lederhosen.
Why would anyone watch this?
Because they're getting paid to do it, like Detroit.
Owes a great deal
and
to
their great wealth.
Institute, the largest of its kind in the nation. Here is a focal point for the multiracial strains that compose.
Here we see people in the middle of their AA meeting. Detroit's known for its alcoholism. There's the one Indian person from Detroit.
Here we see mafia members conglomerating.
International goodwill is perhaps experienced most frequently at the border between the United States.
Don't hit me! No!
Give me some skin. Give me some shot. Don't even hate me, bro.
Between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario.
You guys doing anything? Nope, just spying for the Cubans.
Alright, let's go.
International Freedom Festival.
Staged
annually by
celebrate
Detroit and Windsor.
Not being enslaved.
Crowds of over 500,000 gather on the USA and Canadian banks of the Detroit River to celebrate.
And then we see if we can swim across without drowning.
Celebrate with a roar the idea of freedom. I'm sure the idea of freedom thanks you.
Well, we have an aesthetic date now.
Like a stout heart within the city is Detroit industry.
That pollution.
Beat of technology
industry.
Which has put the world on wheels.
Here you see our coal mills.
Detroit's strategic location. Its reservoirs of know-how.
Yes.
Looking back.
Those were the days. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Which to build.
Is Ford Station in Detroit? I don't think it is.
I think so.
Well,
they are big. They're like the only car company that isn't bankrupt.
Who did better than Toyota?
I don't know. It might be
Excel Corporation. We excel.
Progress? You manufacture fresh progress.
Great Lakes Steel Corporation. Ford.
So you told you.
They're successful.
Industry backed by research.
That's because we have research.
Proves Detroit is ever seen.
GM and Chrysler, like, we'll just use the same stuff, right?
We'll just keep doing it. It's working, right?
Indeed leads in each forward stride today.
See, Ford can afford a pond in front of its place.
Even more prosperous tomorrow.
Detroit, look at our clouds.
Dedication to getting things done. Detroiters also know how to temper work
How to get down with it.
Beautiful beaches.
Wait, now I put a pool right in front of a beach.
Water. The world's largest freshwater beach is but minutes away from the heart of the city.
Why would you want to swim in Detroit? It's always like 20 degrees.
I know. It's freezing, it's raining.
Michigan is never warm.
Detroit Zoological Park ranks with the finest in the world.
Here we have our drive-through zoo.
I hate my life. Okay.
All aboard the fail train.
See, the first-class citizens get to sit up with the conductor in the front there.
The conductor will touch you, but the tickets are $1 less.
Exactly.
Detroiters love sports, and Detroit
As shown
provides
here
a
by
business
going about in the pool.
facility
As shown
that
here by the segregated
sportsmen
pool.
of town. Here is what the
Whites
late
only.
president
JFK,
John
he
F.
was
Kennedy
born in
said
Detroit.
about
He built it with
Detroit
his own two
as it
hands.
bid for the 1968 Olympic Games.
Oh,
The United States Olympic Committee has chosen Detroit, Michigan as its nominee for the 1968 Olympic Games.
That's a bad
Should
move.
Detroit be selected as a result of your deliberations in Baden-Baden, I want to assure you of the warmest and most cordial welcome in the United States.
If Detroit doesn't work, there's no way Salt Lake City will
The
make
great
it.
sports
No.
community
No, like
in
crap
central
hole
United
Salt Lake
States.
City.
We are
Who wants
anxious
to hang
open
out
our
with the
doors in
Mormons?
this section of the country,
Stupid point.
and indeed throughout the entire United States, to you all, to share our nation and our hospitality with participants and
That's how
spectators
JFK got
from all over the world.
shot.
Yeah, he was giving a speech in Detroit.
Yeah,
to appear
it all
before
makes
you.
sense now.
That's your
May
first
all of
problem.
you have the wisdom ascribed to the Olympian gods in arriving at your very difficult decision. Thank you.
What?
Is that some
A
blasphemy
strenuous
I
pace
heard?
is balanced by moments of relaxation and serenity.
Is that their big draw, corporation and water?
Detroiters enjoy their water.
Well, it's fresh water.
And their winter wonderland as
Yeah, it's
well.
always really cold there. It goes from like 20 degrees in the winter all the time to about 100 in the summer all the time. Kind of like Missouri. So,
And many other wooded parks. With playgrounds virtually at every front door.
Wow.
Detroiters not only participate, they are
I wonder how many
as well.
takes that took for
Detroit
the guy
is
to die.
fiercely proud of its tigers.
how many takes it took for
And
the
just as
Tigers to do
partisan
that?
about
The
its
Detroit Lions, the team that will never, ever go without a win in any season.
The Detroit
Am I
Red Wings
right?
are internationally famous.
Hockey, which will always be popular and will just gain popularity.
Basketball.
And here we have basketball, showing very blurry.
Many facilities, arenas, and tracks make Detroit a great hometown.
Horse racing, a game that will never be corrupted with gambling.
No, never be rigged, ever.
Whether you come to
And a
live,
plane.
to work,
You get to see
to
Detroit's
visit,
only
to
plane.
attend
This
a
is the
convention,
Detroit
to
plane.
establish a business, to build things. Detroit.
Here you see people not being let off in the right place.
opportunity and growth.
No, no.
This is a crash landing.
The friendliness of its people reaches out. The warmth
Yes,
of the city.
yes, he's a cop,
the
right.
excitement of change.
He just dressed
the
up like this so he could
dedication
hold a
to
gun.
progress, social, spiritual, cultural, and material.
So you want to go hang out in front of
20th
GM later?
century vision.
Why, I'd love to.
The city on the street.
Where's the slums? I don't see the real Detroit.
The entire Detroit are the slums.
I know, it's one big ghetto.
All of Detroit is the slums.
We haven't accurately represented that. Oh,
Jam
Jam
Candy.
That's the Indian who makes all the Chevy movies. God, why Chevy? Why?
Why, Jam?
Spare preservatives in a convenient location.